Hello world. I'm Robin Catling and this is Write On. Join me in my author journey as I delve into the craft of writing, bringing you tools, tips and lessons learned the hard way so you don't have to. Enter late and leave early. Valuable writing advice. Enter late and leave early. It applies to scenes, chapters and whole stories. You're welcome. You want more? Here we go. Don't begin at the beginning. A common problem in fiction is starting the story, chapter or scene too early and forcing the reader to wade through a whole lot of irrelevant detail and or backstory. We're not here to read the protagonist's backstory in real time. We don't even need a full and proper introduction. This isn't Regency England. Give us a protagonist, a problem, and a hint of the style, tone and genre, then go. Starting too early or too far back in the backstory is all too common in storytelling. It's especially prevalent in the fantasy genre. Whole chapters of world building, lore and ancient history, usually in a prologue, sometimes multiple prologues, frequently about dead people, years and years ago, all before the story proper gets going. It takes pages and pages before we meet a protagonist. It doesn't have to be like that. There are two key questions. Where does the real story start? What's essential to know on the way in? Pride and Prejudice, yes, collect a sticker, doesn't start with a long history of the Bennet family. Austen skips over the birth of the 5 daughters and their childhoods. She glosses over the writing of the legal covenant that leaves them homeless unless one daughter produces a male heir. We get no bird's-eye view of Longbourn, Netherfield, Meryton or the neighbourhood. Austen pitches straight in with Mrs. Bennet gossiping about the rich tenant moving into Netherfield. What's Netherfield? Where is it? No idea. Who are the Bennets? No idea. Jump on board the mystery train and see where it goes. A bit of character work sets up the Bennet girls. Almost the next thing is the welcoming ball for the Bingleys and Darcy. And we're straight into the arrivals and introductions. Austen knows how to enter late and fill in the backstory as she goes. Cut to end title. Austen also knew how to get out early. The last 2 chapters of Pride and Prejudice race around the principal player's reactions to the various weddings. There's no long happy ever after epilogue of births and deaths that other family sagas and romances indulge in. The climax of Lady Catherine's visit and Darcy's proposal is the high point of the story. Nothing significant occurs after that, except quickly tying a ribbon around the wedding cake, and we're out. Austen gets it. Enter late and leave early. Don't end at the end. The westerns I grew up on generally have abrupt endings. The end titles cut in with a loud burst of theme music almost as soon as the climactic gunfight is done. Once order is restored, there's nothing exciting to hang around for. Shoot the bad guy, kiss the girl, throw a witty one-liner, and bam, closing theme, end title card, end credits. Leave on a high note. Folks have got a bus to catch. Send them home with pulses racing so they want to come back next week. They exemplify why conflict is the heart of the story. When the conflict ends, the story ends. Jack Nicholson's criticism of The Lord of the Rings? Too many endings. Long sprawling epics with large casts present a problem. Authors assume readers want to spend more time with their beloved characters in the afterglow of resolution. Births, marriages and deaths follow. Austen doesn't do that. A quick roundup of who moved to which house and who visited who. That's it. We skip over the marriages entirely and leave before the births. What's the minimum amount of wrap-up you can get away with? Romances finish with the happy ever after or the happy for now. But how soon after? The proposal? The engagement? The wedding? The starter home? The birth of N children? The ever after part maybe isn't as interesting as the struggle to get there. How I Almost Blew It. The Ghost and the Vipers originally started in the wrong place. It began with the rebel surrender, betrayal, pursuit, Vala's injury, rescue, meeting with the shaman and his recovery. 3 chapters of action with a seen-it-before, not a very relatable character. Then I got to Jovanka's introduction. She's much more interesting than the grumpy sword slinger with skills. I changed point of view character and dumped the first 3 chapters. There's a flash forward that hints at the promises, progress and payoffs. Now the opening goes straight into the ill-fated expedition to the Outlands and the action set piece that introduces Vala as the supporting character. I don't begin with Joe's childhood, telling the Emperor of his death, defeating the assassins, escaping from the capital, or the journey to the Outlands. It's the anticipated meeting of Joe and Vala battling with bandits, in the wilderness, on the run. She's trying to find him by magical means. How? Why? The immediate problem is escape and survival. The Vipers are out there, the Horse Clans are out there. There's only hints of Joe and Vala's backstories and trauma. Everything else can wait. Serial killer. I write short, episodic stories in an extended series. This makes endings difficult. There isn't a neat wrap-up because the story continues. Side characters step up front and centre to take over the narrative. My endings prime the pump for the next instalment. So The Ghost and the Vipers closes with the 2 climactic gunfights, and a hint at a happy-for-now respite. There's no explaining the magic system, no ride into the sunset, no medal presentation ceremony or round of applause. The pursuit isn't over. Book 2 is waiting in the wings. More bad guys close in. The found family comes together. Joe decides. The hunted become the hunters. And away we go into Book 3. The gang arrives at the capital with the immediate problem of infiltrating a surveillance state. And after the mission, a hint at a new life somewhere else. Cue end title card. Enter late and leave early. That's all for this time. Thanks for stopping by. You can like and subscribe to the channel or go to robincatling.com to check out the blog.